All right, up and running. Let's hop into some stupid chaos. Perfect. So we got an old pack with no fixing to start. Pretty much the last thing we would want. So let's try to talk about what I remember. I don't know if I've played this in particular before, but I know a little bit about Master's Chaos. Basically, there are two main ways you can approach this. You can try to be like as aggressive / all-in as possible, or you can try to be like the 5-color soup deck that just has like a ton of value and stuff associated with it. I think I should probably take the rare. It's a little awkward because it is double pipped, but it's like a pretty reasonable card in a otherwise very weak pack. And we do have to take a second card. I'm looking at Impulse. Kind of flexible card, 2 mana, can sort of act as fixing if blue is a main color of ours. If we end up like some kind of blue-white tempo deck, which I don't think is very likely, then it's still playable. If we wanted to be all in on aggro, we could take maybe Sakata Lancer or Juggernaut in addition to the Lieutenant, but I believe I should just be taking the Lieutenant and the Impulse here. All right, some more interesting packs. So what are we looking at in this one? Well, Twin Silk Spider is solid. Winter's Rest, not going to be very good without much snow. Same goes for the Cancrix. Tribute Mage is going to be hard to find targets for. I do think Twin Silk Spider is good. Murasa Behemoth, potentially difficult to put a land into the graveyard for that one. Enduring Sliver, just a white 2-drop that levels up, could be pretty solid. We might actually be looking at just kind of like a 2-color deck here. Like we could just take Enduring Sliver plus String of Disappearances, which would be unusual. Like I wouldn't expect to be doing that. So I don't think I want to take... I could take String, but do I want to? I could also, like, basically the question is, do I want to be taking Twin Silk Spider as just a pretty reasonable card in the pack, makes 2 bodies, they block well, keeps me open. Could take the Talisman, but that doesn't strike me as very good. These decks might be a little more focused than the typical Supreme Chaos, so it's possible that an aggressive deck might be more viable here. I think I'm okay not taking the Twin Silk Spider and getting a little forcier here, if you will, with the Sliver plus the String. But at the same time, it's so early in the draft, and I really don't know what I'm doing. Now let's just take the cheaper cards anyway. Whoops. Okay. Man, this thing really hates me, huh? Move to deck. Okay, now we're looking at Capsize plus Master Decoy. Seems pretty good. But yeah, pretty straightforward Capsize plus Master Decoy here, I believe. Some decent red cards in the pack, Sabertooth, Wyvern, Kindle. Otherwise, really not very much is good in this one, though. Let's just submit. Let's try to go faster here. Okay, Militia Bugler. That could be a good card. Currently, all 3 of my creatures are hits for the Bugler, so I like that. There's also Momentary Blink, which is interesting. Cryptic Spire is also interesting. It's just a blue-white duel, or a duel for whichever colors, and I get to choose later. One thing I should be doing here is just making sure that I'm not missing anything better. Momentary Blink I don't think is going to be very good for me currently. Livewire Lash, target of a spell, not an ability. Probably not going to be amazing. Yeah, it seems like it's just Bugler plus the land here. I don't really see why I would do anything else. Though I do kind of hate Militia Bugler. Okay, this one is awkward. Bestial Menace is very powerful. For us, we can still take Blinding Soul Eater, but now the question is, am I taking like Lodestone Golem or am I taking Bestial Menace? I don't really know whether I'm allowed to go off plan here. Like, the stupid thing about this is you can't read signals, right? So you can't be like, oh, green's open, there's a Bestial Menace here, because that's simply not how the format works. So do I just want to take this 4-mana 5/3? probably just take the 2 artifacts. One of them is a hit for the bugler. I don't know, I kind of hate this. I mean, it's just true of the format, I guess, but we know what we signed up for. Wait, what? How am I getting... How am I getting this Hour of Devastation pack? Also, how is it like better than most of the other packs have been for me? So now I get Oketra's Avenger, just like a good attacker, and then I can take Vizier of the True. Am I missing something? Oh no, there actually is an Hour of Devastation booster, but why? This doesn't have anything to do with Masters. Okay. Anything else that I could want here? I don't think I want an unsummon when I already have String and Capsize. Hey Henky, good to see you. Congrats on trophy number 1, by the way, and I don't just mean number 1 for you, number 1 for everybody. I think I just want to take Avenger and maybe like Vizier of the True here, but Reed Stalkers, the thing about, well, Vizier is a 4-mana 3/2. Like, it's a little bit clunky without exactly the Avenger. I have to take the Avenger here, though. I don't think I have another choice. Whoops. Okay, we got the right card. That's good. Do I want the 2/3 flyer? I might. It's a hit for the Bugler. It gives me some flexibility with my mana. The Vizier might be clunkier than I think it is. I don't have a ton of evasion. Yeah, I could see maybe the Reed Stalker here can ambush some attackers or something as well. Take that over the Vizier. The Dunes, I think, could be good as well. I don't really know. I just don't know how many playables I should expect to get or anything like that. I don't think I'm very good at going wide at the moment, so that's why I'm thinking Reed Stalker here. And then I hate how it like deselects the card when you try to double click. Okay. I have no idea if Pact of Negation is going to be any good. I think I want to take, I don't know, probably some of the, do I have any 2-drops right now? I do. I have like 2. No, I have 3, but only 2 of them really attack. So we're looking at like this. Hey, Ermath, good to see you. So we can take Kongming, Fencing Ace, yeah, which is exactly what Henky just said, or I can take Pact of Negation, which feels like sometimes it just kills me. Like I can cast it without having 5 mana if I'm gonna kill them, but it doesn't even work if I play it on their turn. I have to play it on my turn, so yeah, I guess I should just take the white creatures. Alright, Sift is not very good in a deck like this, I don't think, and yeah, Pact of Negation is arguably pretty clunky. There's an argument that we don't even have to play blue here. I don't know if that's maybe what you were getting at, Henky, by not by wanting to take the Dunes. Like, we could just be like a different white deck. Also, it's funny that you would think like Kindle would be bad in a format like this, because, or at least just 2 mana for a shock, but this is actually the second Kindle I've seen, so you can actually get multiples. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the Phantom Nomad. I think that card's good. Dark Hatchling is a sick card. A little bit sad I can't take it. I could take a Scrivener. I don't think I want to take Exile. There's also Killer Whale, which is a pretty reasonable 5-drop. Dork Hatchling, I suppose. It's a pretty good card. So we're looking at having 3 instants. I can't really justify the Scrivener with only 3 instants in the deck, I think. I think I just want to take these 2. Just continue to be on plan. I don't really see a reason not to be. Yeah, it's true the blue cards aren't great. But I do think Killer Whale's like minimally like solid. I think Exile is just too clunky. Why does this thing like not let me? I hate this interface. Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to be taking a Flicker Wisp out of this pack. Godo, huh? There is a Skierstag High Priest that's like very hard to read. I like Alabaster Mage a decent amount. I absolutely have to take Flicker Wisp. Clear Shot's very good. A little bit sad to pass that. Anything else in this one? I could take Volshock Gauntlets, but it's kind of expensive to move around, which I don't love. This pack is like, it's really just like Flicker Wisp and then nothing else good for me. Let's take the Flicker Wisp. True, yeah. Do we just want more white 2-drops? Oh yeah, Flicker Wisp Patchling would be sick for sure. Could take like Iron League Steed with the Kongming, then it's 2 guys, and if I had the Dunes, then it's even a little bit more reasonable. I think Gauntlets are going to be too slow. I'll just take the Alabaster Mage. It seems fine. Just let me double click the card. Okay, here's a very nice one for us. Elite Guard Mage. Now we have a choice between Ugin's Conjurant and Thunderdrake. Well, let's start with the Guard Mage. Have to take this card. And now, what do I want to do here? I don't think it's ever like Pouncing Lynx, right? Ugin's Conjurant sucks. Thunderdrake can be good, that's for sure. Like, it's not incredibly hard to double spell, I think, in a deck like this. I don't think that Conjurant straight up sucks, but it's true that it's quite a bit worse than like the Phantom ability on Phantom Nomad, right? Let's take the Thunderdrake. Okay, here we go. So now I can take a card that prevents me from double spelling, which would be hilarious. I think I have to take this 3-drop. That seems pretty nice. And then I could take this Knight of the New Coalition, or I could take like a random 1-mana card. That's probably not amazing. Or I could just take another 3-drop for curve purposes. This thing might be better, just forcing my opponent's stuff to enter tapped, even though it is... Yeah, I think for a deck like this, the Censor might be pretty good. Just making the opponent's stuff enter tapped, even though it does have that non-bow with the Thunderdrake. Could just be the 2 white 3-drops. I already have a bunch of 4-drops. I don't know if I can afford to take the Knight of the New Coalition. I would love some like real removal. Censor isn't a non-bow with Thunderdrake, because they have to kill it. Maybe. Okay, let's just take the white 3-drops. And then now I'm almost wishing I had the Turnabout from my first pack. Just lock down all my opponent's blockers. Oh, Call of the Herd. No! I already passed a Blink. Of course, we have more ETBs and stuff now. I'm kind of into Spell Pierce here, weirdly. I don't know if it's a card I would necessarily main deck, but I think Spell Pierce could be a gotcha card in this format. And then Censor Splicer's just 1,000,000 mana. Ghostly Flicker doesn't seem amazing. I love Call of the Herd. I'm sad to pass it. And the blue-black cards are really nice. Soul Ransom and Agony Warp. Though Soul Ransom was bugged last time I played with it, and it was like pretty messed up. I think I'm just gonna take Spell Pierce and Talon Trooper here, probably. I don't really see a reason to do something else. Oh, also cute that the Sigiled Sentinel is sort of a 3/3, but Militia Bugler still finds it. This better be a good Militia Bugler, if nothing else. Okay, can I just take these cards? Chance that it's still bugged is very high. I think what happened was I discarded 2 cards and my opponent drew 2 cards, and then it was still just it was still there and it didn't get sacrificed, which was like insanely sick. Like my opponent just got like a mind culling for free. Ooh, Sarah Angel. Yes, also balance, but we're probably just taking Mana War instead. Oh, that happened to you too, Hanky? Oh no. Yeah, the old mind culling without even spending a card to do it. So gross. Like mind culling plus mind control, or control magic really, because it's 4 mana. Okay, so this is actually a really juiced pack, right? So we get an absolutely premium 5-drop in Sarah Angel, and we get Mana War, which is just one of my favorite common creatures to take early in general. I don't think this is a good deck for balance. Warden of Evos Isle could be a reasonable card, but I don't think I can take anything but these 2 here. These cards are really good for me. Balance is messed up either way. I probably should have at least considered it a little more then. Ugh. Okay. Here's an interesting one. I can take Foresee. Warden will wheel. Yes, perfect. There's Salt Blast, which is interaction for 5 mana, which is potentially not the worst, but I don't know, it is 5 mana. I kind of want to take Griffin Guide and Foresee. Just keep taking the cheaper cards. Thalanite Hermit is 5 is famously a lot of mana. That's true. We already do have multiple 5 mana cards. I'm not even sure we'll play both. Foresee is kind of more mana. Actually, maybe Foresee is worse than Salt Blast, because this card is good if I'm trying to play like a grindy slow game, which currently it feels like I really don't want to do that. I wonder if I ever just don't take Griffin Guide. I wonder if this is too all-in. Just like gets me 2 for 1. I think it's okay to take these. It's like very off-plan relative to what I've been doing for the rest of the draft, but also not sure I actually want Salt Blast in the main deck. I do have multiple tappers, right? I have Soul Eater and Master Decoy. Griffin Guide is really good. Yeah, alright, I'll go back to my original plan here. Okay, and then, oh man, this pack is so good. Wow, I would take like 5 cards at least or so from this pack. Okay. So there's Seeker of the Way. I'm not sure how good Seeker of the Way is in this deck. It's definitely better than like, well, it strikes me as better than like an Alabaster Mage, that's for sure. Claustrophobia. I'm really happy I took that Cryptic Spires, by the way. That ended up being a really important card for the deck. Phantom Monster purely has great stats, which is not such a bad thing. We could just be looking at Seeker of the Way plus Claustrophobia, kind of mess my mana up a little if I do that, but I do get some interaction that way. Seems like it makes sense too. It's like we're taking the Seeker and a spell to trigger the Seeker. Diminish, shrink something could just be better. I really hate messing up the mana. I'll probably still take Seeker plus Claustrophobia, but part of me wants to take like these two. Can I ever take Claustrophobia plus Diminish over Seeker the way? I think no, probably. Okay. Cathodian, my old friend. And otherwise, a pack with basically no cards that matter. I mean, Cathodian's not even particularly good in my deck. We already have Phyrexian Censor Cathodian, which is possibly better. I can take like Ication Crier or Shielding Plaques against an opponent with a lot of removal. Is Ication Crier good in my deck? Maybe if I'd taken the Dunes, the Crier would be better, huh? Because then I'd have Kongming, Dunes, Crier. It's like a random late game or sideboard plan. I think Shielding Plaques is kind of asking for me to get blown out, though. So let's just take the 2/3 drops. Probably would have an insane green deck, but obviously you're not allowed to pivot for quote-unquote signal reading in a nonsense format like this. Blinding Beam and Ether Snipe now seem like good cards. Also Incremental Growth. So how many good green cards would we have? We'd have like some really insane green cards. We'd have Thelonite Hermit. We'd have Bestial Menace. We'd have Incremental Growth. Our green deck would just be cracked in half. But since we're not doing that, do I even want Ether Snipe? I guess it doesn't matter because the other cards are never making my deck. The Griffin Guide seems actively pretty good though. And then I think this is my last pick. So I can take Seal of Removal and Barbed Spike probably. It seems like those are likely the best cards for me. Soul of Migration, a little on the slow side. Piercing Rays, kind of same goes for that. Yeah, Black-White might have been good too, I don't know. I think we'll just take these, and then this will just be the deck. And hopefully it won't suck. Yeah, this looks like playable. I don't know. Which, I'm not even sure. I just lost a Lavalanche. 3 Lavalanches. That is brutal. That reminds me of that match where you and I played, Henky, and I tried to Electro Dominance you like 3 times or whatever. But then you still beat me. That was a really fun match. Though I was kind of tilted at the time, I think. I don't remember why. Okay. Bugler goes in. This goes in. Manowar. Let's get the Seeker, I guess. The Nomad. This. Barbed Spike goes in. Kirtar. Playing against someone who's very likely to beat me, I think, must be the tilting thing. Okay, String, Seal. Let's get the white 3-drops in there. Blinding Beam can go in. This is kind of what we're looking at so far. Soul Eater, let's get you in there. There's an argument for not playing Claustrophobia here for sure. Okay, and then we're looking at like this and this as some 4-drops. I don't think we ever really want Ether Snipe. So just like try to hide these over here. Ether Snipe can go over there. I kind of like these white 2-drops, but I'm not sure. I think it's fine to run Thunder Drake. Maybe play 1 4C. I do think Capsize should get in there. I don't know. The question is like, am I ever buying this back though, right? Because if I'm just playing this as like 1 blue bounce a thing, yeah, Lodestone's probably good enough here. I do think I need more 2-drops. Let's get the Enduring Sliver in there, I think. This is also a 2-drop. And we could just play like a random Talon Trooper. This could be better than Thunder Drake potentially. We have a bunch of options. Henke, as someone who's done at least 2 drafts of this format, do you think Spell Pierce is any good? I think it could be really interesting, but maybe against some decks it just doesn't do anything. I don't know if it's main deckable, basically. I think I have time for one match with this before the next thing. I think I want to play 17 lands in a deck like this. Fencing Ace and Griffin Guide, so you're going for the combos. Could cut maybe Enduring Sliver then or something. Or maybe you would play 16 lands here. It's like not insane to play 16 lands, though my claustrophobia sure takes a hit. In fact, I probably just shouldn't put this thing in my deck, which is kind of sad. Yeah. And then that's kind of it, right? Like, I don't think Impulse really belongs. Killer Whale doesn't make sense. Talon Trooper could make sense. Might make more sense than like a Thunder Drake or something. I love Cathodian, but I don't think this is the deck for it. It's like Talon Trooper and 4C is like the main cards, and Spell Pierce. These are the 3 cards I'm least certain about. We can just see how the games go for Spell Pierce. Probably do the same for 4C. So then the question is, can the Talon Trooper make the cut? How easy is it going to be for me to double spell here? It doesn't seem particularly difficult to double spell. Make that Thunder Drake earn its keep. I guess I do have 2 cards that make double spelling worse, the Lodestone Golem and the Censor. Maybe I do cut the Thunder Drake after all. Sigiled Sentinel seems kind of bad. I think the Sentinel is good. Just play this thing. It's a 3/3 Vigilance, which is like a good attacker. Better than like some of my other 3/3s, like this guy some of the time. And it's like randomly good with like Flicker Wisp and stuff. I can like Mana War my own guy and replay it or whatever. I think we'll try this though. And then just a million white sources. Whatever. 13 and 4. Let's go up 2 islands, down 3 plains, and we'll have 11 white sources with the Cryptic Spires and 7 blue. We're playing this person. This person used to be in the Discord. They were never particularly active, but they were there for a bit. Okay, this hand looks good. Okay, opponent mulligans. We're gonna go. I want to draw a plains and then draw like 0 lands for the rest of the game. Can we manage that? Well, there's step 1. Sounds like you proved yourself wrong though, which is awesome. Okay, now that we hit a land, it does get a little awkward. I don't think I'm allowed to put Griffin Guide onto the Seeker. That sounds like a way to lose the game, so let's do this. Feels like the opponent might be auto-yielded. I see. Oh, we can make another Thopter here with the Flicker Wisp. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Swift Reckoning. Okay, that's annoying. Not a huge problem for me though. Phantom Nomad, also interesting. Yeah, let's go ahead and attack. Make sure I don't target the token, that would be very sad. And then as long as they don't have something that dings flyers here, we should be in good shape. One damage to each creature with flying, like Hurly Burly or whatever. Mana Prism. Okay, they're doing something a bit slower. Sure. Slide the mouse very carefully. Yeah, exactly. Man, imagine we had the Seeker in play still and we can like double trigger or something. I think as is, I just go for this. Probably. I don't know. Dies. Yeah, okay, it's fine. Blue mana. Elite Guard Mage, okay, sure. Do they just die? 3, 6, 7, 8, no. Go for a Blinding Beam if I wanted. Seal of Removal isn't doing anything here, right? I still don't have lethal, do I? Because I can bounce this and then I can play Sigiled Sentinel. I get 1 extra damage, I deal them 9. But I don't think bouncing this is very good. So let's just... I think it's fine to do this. Oh, that's funny. I need to, because it says tap 2 target creatures, I need to go to combat. Okay. Opponent's still going to need something pretty good. Faith's Fetters. I think I would like to deny you the life gain there. And then you need... Basically, you need something really good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I miss the nonsense. Okay, do we want anything for this matchup? So what is the opponent doing? Seal of Scorching Missile. Yes, exactly. The opponent is playing Jeskai Control. They have like a mana prism, whatever. So they're definitely more on the controlling side. I think 4C gets to be interesting against a deck like this. Spell Pierce may be interesting, but probably less so. And then, what do I take out? I do feel like the Griffin Guide wasn't very good there, so I think I'm okay to punish that one. Okay, this hand sucks. Keep. Okay. Yeah, Barbed Spike, that would be sick. Okay, well there's the island. That's step 1. Imagine they played a bounce land and we could just Flicker Wisp them back to Oblivion. That'd be nice. Okay, they're just passing. Feels like counterspell time. Oketra's Avenger. I got what I wanted, just not quite the right order. Play this guy. Snap Resolve. Next turn we'll go for Guard Mage. Is this guy dying? Guard Mage, sure. Can have a Guard Mage standoff. Yeah. Who wore it best? Guard Mage Edition. You can go double 2-drop into Kongming, maybe. Sure. Or I can just go Kongming now. Or I can go... It's probably best to go... Attack with both, then go Flicker Wisp plus Oketra's Avenger. Okay. Please don't wrath me. Yeah, that's true. Uh-oh. Ah. Okay, Prophetic Titan. That's not the end of the world. It's merely very bad for me. I think I just go for... Do I just go for the Blinding Beam? Just hit you for 9? I think I probably do. Okay, this is bad for me. Goodbye, Flicker Wisp. I want to draw a land here so I can get Kongming plus Tapper into play. We untap. If we draw land, yeah. If we draw land, we go Kongming, exert the Avenger, send in the 4/4, play the Soul Eater, try to win. Oh, that's a little bit sad. Okay, let's now see if we find the land. Do not find the land, that's fine. If I don't find the land, I'm probably supposed to triple spell. Okay, they're jumping. It seems good for me. Okay, cast something huge and destroy me. That's fine. Okay. So I think I just play the Soul Eater now. And then I can play the Seeker of the Way, maybe. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Yeah, Kongming can just be my last card, that's fine. As long as he doesn't get countered. Uh-oh, stop casting, expensive guys. Worm? Oh, okay, well, we have to tap that. Question is, do we kill them here? We might just kill them, but they have 4 blockers, even if we tap that. But do 4 blockers beat my board? So we lock down the worm coil. They have 4 blockers. They have to block the 3/3. They have to block the double striker. And then they block whatever. And then they live. But yeah, so I guess I kind of want to foresee here, actually. Yeah, let me just double check that I did the math correctly. So the biggest ones are... Yeah, okay, let's go for 4C. You just find a bounce spell or whatever. Could be pretty sick. And most likely they just die to 2 taps here in a minute anyway. There we go. So we just go bottom this, bottom that, top both of these, and now I have to start wondering whether I have lethal. So if I go for a tap and a bounce, then they only have 3 blockers. Now Seeker of the Way and Sigiled Sentinel are biggest. I still don't have lethal here, right? Feels like they're maybe flooding out a bit. I think it's time. I think the time has come. This is getting countered or whatever. That's fine. So now the question is, do I have lethal through this? They still have 4 blockers. I guess the question becomes, you would have bugled there? Yeah, maybe that was better. I just wanted to kill them. Maybe it's time for just Master Decoy now, and then just pay life on the Soul Eater. That seems pretty safe. Just double check that I don't have lethal. I'm pretty sure I don't have lethal. Yeah. And then I have 2 tappers. They can have whatever this is. Ether Snipe, that's fine. That's fine. Let's lead on the Bugler. Sure. Yeah, they have a lot of 6-drops, don't they? Okay, that's fine. And then they only have 1 card in hand, so we should be all set. Ah, they're playing their last card. Faith's Fetters. I think I want to bounce this. Yeah. And then now the question is just, do I have straight up lethal? So the opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers. So I'm not even close to lethal, I think. Just do this and pass. Can't play the land and level up because I have to keep mine tapped. Okay. And then I still don't believe I have lethal. I could attack with my flyer, but it does just bounce off theirs. I think I just level this and pass. Okay, they gain a life up to 10. Hit the worm coil. Hit the guard mage. And then I don't want to give them outs to draw removal. So they still have 5 blockers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can tap 2 guys. I could just tap 1 guy. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 guys with 2+ power that can attack, right? Let me just count that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 minus, like, okay, again, they have 5. So we really can't kill them, right? So I should just play this slowly. Especially because they might have something in hand. Like, I can lock down 2 more guys, and then they have, what, 3 blockers? But let's just do this. Yeah, next turn probably. Alright, that was good. Okay, we do get paired here. We tie on the die rolls. My die is broken though, I can't stop rolling ones. Opponent's 0-0. We get this hand, which looks great if we can just find a land. Not sure why that thing is trying to be popped out or whatever, but it's fine. Okay, Barbed Spike, nice draw. We just need, like, basically 2 lands in the next 2 or 3 draw steps. Land. Perfect. We have multiple really nice 3-drops. Very happy this is not Thunder Drake in this hand, by the way. Okay, Phyrexian Rager. Don't want to Mana War that one. We do want to play a Talon Trooper into that one. Tragic Fall my Talon Trooper, that's fine. So now they get in for 2 damage. If they have a counterspell backup on my Elite Guard Mage, then I'm going to be sad. But I'm not playing around anything here. Let's go to combat first. They very, very easily could have a counterspell here, but I just can't play around one in this spot. Damn it. Well, there you go. I guess I could have played Blinding Soul Eater, hold up String of Disappearances, but that just doesn't seem right. Oh man, do they have any good Mana War targets for me? Maybe I'm just gonna get crushed here. Do they have another one? They can't, right? I guess if it was foil, and then my other thing's gonna start here. Okay, we can bounce this. Do we even want to, though? Land would be interesting. Seeker the Way. I think I'm just supposed to be mana efficient here. This will let me go like Soul Eater plus String next turn or something. Their deck seems pretty good, by the way, at the moment. And it's kind of hard to Mana War and punish these tokens. Interesting. I think I just block there. Don't want to take too much damage. I don't want to multi-block or anything. I'm left with the equipment after doing this. They're doing something here. I don't really care what, I don't think. Oh, they Agni Warped? Sure. Okay, that's fine. So I don't think I want to use Mana War yet, probably. Let's just play this. Shriekmaw. Oh, whoops, let's... Oh, whoops. I needed to... I effed that up so badly. Oh, if I hit the completed Huntmaster, then... Oh my god, that was stupid. I shouldn't be double queuing. Okay, so they punted anyway, but now I still take 2 damage. Oh, that was dumb. Oh well. I guess I have to bounce the Huntmaster. I'm losing now. It's frustrating. Combat. So I should be, basically I should be up 2 life right now. Trade, no choice, down on life. I want 4C in this matchup. I think I just should be main decking 4C. This is starting to play like a Peasant cube, I think. Fencing Ace, kind of interesting. I can't believe the opponent didn't sack. This doesn't say like it's sorcery speed or anything, does it? Stronghold Rats. Medium annoying. That's a nice draw. Okay, let's send in the Fencing Ace. Okay, they're going for this. That's fine. Okay, this happens. Whatever. Come on, opponent. This one's actually on me, but still come on, opponent anyway. Here. Why is the opponent not F6'd? Opponent, please. I'm begging you. And then here I'm going to die because I didn't lock down their Huntmaster. Tapped the wrong one for no reason. It's like such an obvious play to tap the Huntmaster. Oh well, whatever. And they have to pitch a card, so they presumably either... Oh, okay, interesting. Crush Descent? Okay. Interesting choice. So they did have a counterspell, which is why they pitched the land. So I think this turn I just take the damage. Send this in. Passing. Okay, blue-black. Not a surprise. Hit the Shriekmaw. They have 0 cards in hand. We should be mostly in good shape here. Okay, that's fine. Can we draw anything? We can draw something, and it's pretty good too. Guess we just put the counter on the Phantom Nomad. We should be winning both of these now. Okay, take the damage. And then here the opponent's basically dead. I think I'm supposed to hit the Stronghold Rats, which has to attack. Actually, let's pay a white. Interesting. I think I just send in everybody. Just make this play. Okay, opponent is currently dying. I'm gonna Pongify that. It's also fine. Play land, why not? And we win the game. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, we want 4C. That's like the main thing here. Let's just keep taking out this Griffin Guide. I don't think it should be in the deck. Can I keep this hand? 2 4-drops and nothing? I think this format is so aggressive that I can't keep this. This hand's a lot better. What do I want to get rid of? Island. That was nice. Blight Speaker, interesting. I don't really know a reason to play one of these over the other, but we'll just play this. Okay, that's fine. Okay, land. Still no lands, getting punished for my choice of what to put back, but they probably can't eat a 2/2 with whatever they have here. No. Okay, that's good. Maybe their card just does nothing, and they're not going to find some sick rebel with it here. Feels like they're thinking about a counter. Fencer. Okay, well that's a good magic card. Sure, that's fine. So now we just don't attack with this. If we ever draw a land, Bugler, and then... Okay, obviously this is bad, but they're at 2 cards in hand. My life total's high for now. If I draw land next turn, over here, we are not drawing lands. We're going to lose this game. And it has nothing to do with the classic, like, mulligan, somewhat greedily return a land, but also, like, if you don't draw... Like, if you put back a spell and you draw all lands, that's, like, certain death. At least this way I have, like, a chance of surviving. I think I'm dead. Snap block, but they're not gonna... Yeah, okay. That's... No, maybe? Yes, no. Very happy to block if they let me. This isn't doing anything. And I'm starting to think they don't have any rebels here. They flipped over a no escape. Okay, so then this is probably getting countered, right? Sure, mana leak, whatever. That's fine. Because, like, the opponent doesn't really have any gas. They're going to counter... Okay, sure, counterspell that. We get to attack here because we can't block this anyway because it just dings me. They can't fetch out a rebel to eat this, so we get a free damage. And then now my spells are actually castable. Go Talon Trooper just as a blocker. If we find land, it'll be good. Kongming, not a land. I don't think they have any rebels. Show me. Show me the rebels. Yeah, I didn't think so. This is not a coward stream. Okay, land. Stopped attacking, which is good. What do I want to do here? I want to start attacking. I can't play Lodestone Golem. That is absolutely not allowed. I could play an awkward Flicker Wisp. You know what I can do? I can attack with Talon Trooper. They probably won't block, and then I can just Flicker Wisp, have it back on blocks, hold up. Yeah, I think that's actually the play. The sneaky 2 damage with my Talon Trooper. There's no way you block here. 0% chance. Got him. So goofy, and yet so good. Okay, Phyrexian Rager, that's fine. All I have to do is make sure I don't die to Blight Speaker. Should not be a problem. I think I just run out the Kongming now. Questions what all can attack. Okay, it resolves, which is huge. I think we just get in there. And then I think they're kind of dead. And then let's just tap this guy down. It's probably fine. Okay, no attacks. So the opponent's currently just dead. So we'll just try to kill them here. We're on 9 minutes. Beautiful. Agni Warp. Sure. Let's save our guy. Thank you very much. No. Run this out. Hit this. This comes back. Stupid Shriek Maw. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what they hit. Should probably hit Kongming. Not really at risk of timing out or anything. They hit Flicker Wisp. Okay, sure. Just lock down this, and then I guess we don't have a kill right now. It's unfortunate. But what I can do, I can just go for this, which seems pretty good. And tap these two and choose you. And then just force a chomp. Dragscape. Okay. Okay, so we're 2-0 here. All right. A juggler with 2 J's. Sure. We're on the draw. It's not where we want to be. Opponent's 1-0. Hand's good. Missing lands, but we have a lot of white sources in this deck. This is a keep. Strangely, we have to lead on island. Okay. Plains is perfect. And then not sure which 2-drop we want to play just yet. We'll make that decision later. Oh, they just cycle that. Love to see it. Feels like against blue-black, just want to get the Phantom Nomad going. And next turn we Kirtar and then we double spell. No 2/3s. Okay, Disfigure. Mildly annoying. That's going to be good. I still think mana efficiency is the most important factor here, so we'll do this. My head is hurting. Do they have a counter here? No. Why is my head hurting? This is unpleasant. Okay, they do nothing. Yeah, this stupid Griffin Guide. This thing should not be in my deck. It's like, oh, I hear you like getting 2 for 1. Okay, they don't have a... Well, they couldn't have a 2/3 Flash Flyer there, right? Why do they have a stop on the damage step? Avenger resolves, and then we play Seeker, and then they go -2/-2 to all creatures, and I instantly die. This one gets countered. Eyeblight Sending. Sure, that's fine. Well, that means there's no Wrath in my future, and they're still not doing anything here. And we get to double spell again. This is gas. This deck is just great. I mean, this deck should trophy. It should be a 3060, and it looks like, so far, it's looking good to be that. We still don't actually know what they're doing, but we do know they have like 6 spells in hand, and presumably, yeah, okay. So we're up a game in the finals. I still think the Griffin Guide should not be in the deck, and we will try the 4C once again, and it's probably good. I could play Spell Pierce in the matchup, but this deck likes tapping out too much, I think, to hold up Spell Pierce. Also, the opponent wants to get to a late game, and if we draw Spell Pierce at that point, it kind of sucks. I am enjoying the format, though, so far. Like, my deck feels just like... I mean, it's basically like a Peasant/Pauper Cube deck, but it's, like, pretty good. It's not nearly the level of egregious 5-color soup that I anticipated in this format, I'll just say that. This is like a... This is almost a vintage cube hand. Opponent mulligans. Okay. Dimir Guildmage, that is a good one. I think I have to trade for that if they let me. I can't cast any spells anytime soon, so let's just play the one without upside. The one I care less if it dies. This Lodestone might be pretty clunky. Is this dead? Divination, that's allowed. Ooh. I think I don't want a Mana War, actually. Well, yeah, let's just offer the trade. Because the thing about Mana War is, even though it's really good, we might get something much more expensive later with it, and then it's a bigger tempo swing. And if they're just running the no attacks, no blocks, then that's pretty sick for me. Don't have to bounce it if they don't treat it like it's a card. Obviously, what? Man, this thing is like attack and block proof. That's kind of crazy. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm actually just going to run out Lodestone first, see if it draws a counter. They can't have a 2/3 Flash Flyer or whatever. If we play this, like, yeah. Being safe from the worst possible card for me, which is 2/3 Flash Flyer, is like such a nice feeling here. Okay, and you can't activate this at instant speed. Are they just doing nothing? They have 5 cards in hand. They have to be doing something. Gonna Eyeblight Sending this for 4 mana, maybe? Yep, that's exactly what happened. And now we have this, which is super sick, and then they should just die. Draw a card, love it. And then if they don't play a thing, then we just play these two. This, I'm just going to say I feel like we've already won this one, even though we haven't actually. It just doesn't feel like they're doing anything. This is interesting, though. Now I have a real option, but yeah, I think it's out actually now. Enduring Sliver plus Blinding Soul Eater. Play this first. Pay for Miscalc effect. Resolves instantly, never mind. Then we play that one. This one will get countered or something. No, they just draw a card again. Okay, yeah, the opponent's just casting divinations, not attacking and blocking. They're at 14 and we have 3 creatures in play with, and we can double spell next turn. We have a free tap. Okay. Deadly Derision, Sorcery Speed. So they now have a 3-drop they're playing. Wrench. Ooh, okay. That was good. Got to put a little more respect on the opponent's game plan. Because we just draw a land here. It's obviously not going to cut it. Interestingly, I mean, Mana Ward wouldn't have been good, but if we had this in hand, then we could keep 1 card in hand. Now the opponent has 3 cards and we're in the late game. Yeah, they might get me here. They might force a game 3. And if they're going to force a game 3, I don't love my odds. Got to put a little respect. A little tiny bit of respect on what they're doing. The one thing about their spot is because they've played Divination twice, Think Twice and Jace's Triumph, they're pretty likely to be holding at least a land or 2, which means they can maybe have 2 spells in hand. Maybe 3, but most likely 2. Desert. That's not a land I wanted them to have. And Looter Ilkor. Okay. And another land. Yeah. Okay. Now I have to figure out what I'm doing with this. Sarah Angel. That's pretty sick. Let's just play this guy, see if it resolves. It doesn't change the clock very meaningfully if I just hold the Soul Eater back, so. They have to kill the Sarah Angel, and they're still taking 2 a turn. In a pinch, we can send the Soul Eater as well. I love that I get to choose my lands. Land, and then 2 cards in hand. Looks like at least 1 spell. Probably just 1 spell if I had to guess. Mill me for 10. That does not matter at all. Wow, this is so good. Okay. Yeah, this is looking very 3060-esque. Yeah, I think so too. They now have to mill me for 14, basically. I wonder if this one... I wonder if I can edit these into 2 separate things, or if that round 1 of Avacyn Restored will have messed up the video. I think I'm maybe supposed to pay life here. It's like kind of absurd, but I think it's probably good to pay life. Hold up the random Kirtar activation. Okay, and that's it. We did it. Obviously drew pretty well, but that was really good.